Hello friends, coming to chapter 9, midpoint and intercept theorems. Chapter 9, midpoint and intercept theorems. So we'll take a look at two important theorems in this chapter. Uh, the midpoint theorem. Coming to midpoint theorem. Midpoint theorem states that the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and equal to one half of it is parallel to the third side and equal to one half of it. Midpoint theorem states that, I hope you are able to see, the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle, any two sides of a triangle, is parallel to the third side and equal to one half of it. Suppose this is a triangle A, B and C. So I'll take it other side. Suppose this is a triangle A, B, C. I hope you are able to see the figure. This is a triangle. So what does midpoint theorem states? The line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle, suppose AB and AC are two sides, the line segment joins the midpoints of DE with the line segment to join the midpoint. We have to prove D is the midpoint. DE is parallel to BC. DE is parallel to BC and DE equals half of BC according to the theorem. The line segment DE is parallel to BC, the third side BC, and DE is equal to half of BC. We have to prove this. So how do we do that? So we have to make a construction. Here in the figure. Produce DE to F and join CF. So we have drawn a figure such that EF is parallel to BC. Produce DE in a straight line to meet at point F, and such that EF is parallel to BC, and join CF. So we have made this figure. So now in triangles ADE and CFE, we'll take triangles ADE and CFE. We can see that these two are vertically opposite angles. These are equal. Since E is the midpoint of AC, AE is equal to EC. Yeah, and the alternate angles are equal. Since AB, here another point is to be noted that AB is parallel to CF. AB is parallel to CF. These two lines are parallel. So these are the alternate angles. So here we'll write angle DAE equals angle FCE, alternate angles. So angle AED equals angle FEC, vertically opposite angles, and AE equals EC. AE equals EC since E is the midpoint. So triangles ADE is and triangles CFE are congruent. Now CPCT, corresponding parts of congruent triangles. We'll take CF equals AD. We'll take these two sides as equal. CF equals AD. After proving these two triangles are congruent, CF equals AD. Now since CF equals AD, we have proved that CF equals AD. In this figure, CF equals AD. Now D is the midpoint of AB. D is the midpoint of AB. So AD equals DB. AD equals DB. Therefore, from equations 1 and 2, CF equals AD, AD equals DB. Therefore, we get the CF equals AD and AD equals BD. Therefore, we get CF equals BD. CF equals BD. And since CF is parallel to AB, therefore CF is also parallel to BD. CF equals BD and CF is parallel to BD. Therefore, BCFD is a parallelogram. I hope you got this. We have proved BCFD is a parallelogram. After that, we know opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. In this figure, we had proved AED is congruent to triangle CEF. So CPCT we had taken CF equals AD. Also by CPCT we can take DE equals CF, and we'll add another point. This ADE is congruent to CFE. By CPCT will take DE equals EF, DE equals EF, DE equals EF by CPCT. So since DE equals EF, then DE becomes half of, we can write, since BCFD is a parallelogram, and we have proved, so this side of the parallelogram, these two sides are also equal. DF is equal to BC, and DF equals half of BC. Since BCFD is a parallelogram, DF equals BC and DF equals half of BC. So we have proved DE equals EF. So means that is DF is broken down. DF becomes DE plus DF, DE plus EF equals BC. So since DE equals EF, so DE plus EF becomes twice of DE equals BC. DE equals half of BC, and DE is parallel to BC. Since DF parallel to BC is parallel to BC, since DF is parallel to BC, so DE lies on BC and DE is also parallel to BC. Hence proved. Again, for your convenience, I'll repeat this problem from the beginning. We have triangle ABC, and D is joining the midpoints of two sides. D is the midpoint of AB, E is the midpoint of AC, D is the line segment joining. We have to prove DE is parallel to BC and DE equals half of BC. So the proving part goes like this. First we'll take these two triangles ADE and CEF, and we'll prove them to be congruent by taking the vertically opposite angles, the alternate angles. Since CF is parallel to AD, by construction will make CF parallel to AD. CF parallel to AB, so CF parallel to AD. Alternate angles are equal, vertically opposite angles are equal, and E is the midpoint of AC, so AE equals AC. Hence proved by AAS axiom, these two triangles are congruent. Then by CPCT we will take this side equals this side by CPCT after proving congruency, and this side equals this side. These two parts will take. After taking these two parts, we'll show that since this is equal to this, therefore, and this part, since D is the midpoint of AB, so these two parts are equal, so we'll get CF equals BD. And also we have known earlier that CF is parallel to AB, so CF is parallel to BD also. Since CF equals BD and CF is parallel to BD, we get this BCFD as a parallelogram. After proving this BCFD as a parallelogram, we know the opposite two sides of a parallelogram are equal and parallel. So BC here, BC becomes parallel to DF, and BC equals half of, no, BC is parallel to DF and BC equals DF. After that, by CPCT we had taken that DE equals EF, so DF becomes, since DE equals EF, so DF becomes twice of DE, so BC equals half of DE. DE becomes half of BC, so DE becomes half of BC, and since DF is parallel to BC, DE is also parallel to BC. DE becomes half of BC, DE is parallel to BC. Hence our given theorem is proved. D is parallel to BC, DE becomes half of BC. That way we have to prove this theorem. So I showed you the proving part, that if a line segment is drawn taken from the midpoint of one side to the midpoint of other side of a triangle, it is parallel to the third side and equals half of the third side. That's the theorem 1. It is a very important theorem of called midpoint theorem of a triangle. I hope you are able to understand this theorem. We'll look at the next theorem now. Taking a look at the second theorem, that is the converse of the first theorem. That means if a straight line is drawn through the middle point of one side of a triangle parallel to the other side bisects the third side. We have it is the converse of the first theorem. A, B, C we have taken, and if it is drawn, it is given that it is drawn from the line is drawn from the middle point of one side of the triangle and is parallel to the third side. It is parallel to BC. It bisects the third side. We have to prove AE equals EC. In this case, AE equals EC we have to prove. So we have to make a construction here again in order to prove this. Extend, the construction is extend DE to F such that CF, and join CF such that CF is parallel to AB. That makes CF is parallel to AD also. Alright, I hope you are able to get that. We have made a construction like that. So here it is given that DE is parallel to AB. So DF is also parallel to AB since DE lies on DF. So DE is parallel to BC, it's given. So therefore DF is also parallel to BC since DF lies on BC. Also that so after this after this we conclude that BCFD is a parallelogram. BCFD is a parallelogram since DF is parallel to BC. Also we know CF equals BD and BD equals DA. Therefore CF equals DA. CF is equals to BD. CF equals to BD. From the construction only we have made the construction in such a way that DE equals CF and CF equals BD. From the construction only we have made it like that. So CF equals BD and BD equals AD, since in the beginning it was given that D is the midpoint of AB. So BD equals AD. Alright, so from these two equations we get CF equals AD. So now CF equals AD. From the construction we have taken means like that AF equals BD. From the construction only we had taken like that, so that this becomes a parallelogram. And since CF equals BD, I'll just prove that again. And DF equals BC and DF is parallel to BC, so this BCFD is a parallelogram. After that we get CF equals BD from the construction only, and BD equals AD, so CF equals AD. Alright, now taking these two triangles AED and CEF, we can see that these two are vertically opposite angles. These two lines are parallel, so these two becomes alternate angles. These two becomes vertically opposite angles are equal. These two alternate angles are equal, and we have already proved that CF equals AD. So by angle side axiom, it is proved that triangle ADE is congruent to triangle CEF. Yeah, we have taken after proving the congruency of these two triangles, we have taken triangle ADE. ADE is congruent to triangle ADE is congruent to triangle CEF. So by CPCT we will take AE equal EC. After proving the congruency, CPCT will take AE equals EC. Hence E is the midpoint. E is the midpoint of AC and bisects it. Hence it is proved. Again I'll repeat it. We have a figure ABC triangle. D is the midpoint of AB. We have to prove that our line segment through D and which is parallel to BC, the third side bisects the parallel to the second side BC bisects the third side AC. We have to prove it such that E is the midpoint of AC, that is AE equals EC. How do we do that? We have taken that by construction. We have taken we have extended DE to F such that CF is parallel to AD and CF equals BD. Since CF is parallel to AB, CF is parallel to BD and CF equals BD makes BCFD as a parallelogram. Since BCFD is a parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal. Alright. I'm sorry, I'll repeat it again. We have, by construction, we have taken CF parallel to BD, and it was earlier made that DE is parallel to BC. So DF is parallel to BC. Here, from the construction, we get CF parallel to BD and DE parallel to BC makes DF parallel to BC. So BCFD is a parallelogram. Alright. After taking BCFD as a parallelogram, we have just taken these two sides to be equal. Also, according to theorem, these two sides are equal as D is the midpoint of AB. So AD equals DB and also CF equals DB. Therefore, AD equals CF. After we get AD equals CF, we'll take these two as vertically opposite angles. These are equal. These are alternate angles. These are equal of two parallel lines, and this equals to this we just proved. So these two triangles are congruent. After proving the congruency by corresponding parts of congruent triangles, CPCT, will take AE equals EC. Hence E is the midpoint of AC and bisects it. I hope you are able to get the problem. Now we have looked at the midpoint theorem. Now taking a look at the intercept theorem. Intercept theorem, the second most important theorem. We have proved the midpoint theorem of triangle. Now taking the intercept theorem. Intercept theorem states that if there are three parallel lines and the intercepts made by them on the transversals are equal. If there are three parallel lines, suppose I take three parallel lines, and if the intercepts made by them on one transversal are equal, then the intercepts on other transversal are also equal. So let L, M, N be two parallel lines. P and Q are two transversals intersecting these lines. So according to intercept theorem, intersecting at A, B, C, D, E, F. Just it is simple. According to intercept theorem, AB equals BC. So we have to prove DE equals EF. So we have to, it is given that AB equals BC. These two intercepts are equal. So now we have to prove DE equals EF. The intercepts made by a transversal, P is transversal, on the lines L, M and N are equal, then the intercepts made by another transversal on the same parallel lines, L, M and N are parallel lines, are also equal. This is the intercept theorem and we have to prove it. We have to prove DE equals EF. It is given AB equals BC. AB equals BC is given. We have to prove DE equals EF. How do we prove? We have to make a construction. Join this. I'm sorry, the line became oblique. It is actually a straight line, triangle. I hope you're able to understand this. This is A. So these two becomes two triangles. you can see ACF and ADF becomes two triangles. So if we prove this as congruent, ABC and ADF, ACF and ADF, these are the two triangles. Now we'll see. It is given that B is the midpoint of AC. So B is the midpoint of AC and B, take this as G. Take this as G. BG is parallel to CF. Please understand, B is the midpoint of AC. It is since these two are equal intercepts, AB equal to BC, that makes B is the midpoint of AC, and BG is parallel to CF. Since these three lines are parallel, so automatically BG is parallel to CF. We have seen in the earlier midpoint theorem that if a line segment, the converse theorem, that if a line segment is taken from the midpoint of one side of a triangle and is parallel to the second side, automatically bisects the third side. So since AB equals BC and BG is parallel to CF, therefore by converse of midpoint theorem we get AG equals GF. Alright, AG equals GF. Now taking triangle, this was the case of triangle ACF, this triangle. Now taking the second triangle, we have proved that AG equals GF. This becomes the first side and GE is parallel to AD. You can understand that these three lines are parallel, so automatically G is parallel to AD, and so G now becomes the midpoint of AF of the third side and it becomes parallel to AF. So when we extend G to E, then according to the converse of that theorem which we have taken just earlier, I will take this theorem only here, we get DE equals EF, because this is the midpoint of one side of a triangle, this is parallel to the second side, so it automatically bisects the third side. So DE equals EF. So it is proved. Intercept theorem is proved. I hope you are able to understand. It's basically very simple. We have taken the converse of the midpoint theorem for one triangle and proved that AG equals GF, and after that we have taken the same theorem to prove that DE equals EF. Also please note that if this case is not applicable for only three lines, any number of parallel lines, if there are any number of parallel lines making equal intercepts with the first transversal, and automatically it makes equal intercepts, they make equal intercepts with the second transversal also. This case is applicable for any number of parallel lines. All the intercepts of the first line are equal, then all the intercepts of the second line will also be equal to each other. Second transversal will be also equal to each other. Coming back, let's take a look at a few examples of regarding midpoint theorem and intercept theorem. So let's take this problem. Suppose it is given that ABCD is a quadrilateral. It is given ABCD is a quadrilateral, and P show that we have to show that the the quadrilateral PQRS, which is formed by joining the midpoints of its sides of the sides of ABCD, is a rectangle. We have to show that PQRS is a rectangle, which is P is the midpoint of AB, given Q is the midpoint of BC, R is the midpoint of CD, and S is the midpoint of AD. Also, it is given that diagonals AC and BD are perpendicular to each other. Diagonals of ABCD, AC and BD are perpendicular to each other. We have to prove PQRS is a rectangle. How do we do that? So, we'll take triangle ADC first. ADC. Take this triangle. We can see that S and R are the midpoints of AD and CD. So, since S and R are the midpoints of AD and CD, by midpoint theorem we know that SR are midpoints of AD and CD. By midpoint theorem we know SR is parallel to AC and SR equals half of AC by midpoint theorem, since S and R are the midpoints of AD and CD. Now in triangle ABC, taking triangle ABC, this was for triangle ADC. Here P and Q are the midpoints of AB and BC. Triangle ABC. P and Q are midpoints of AB and BC, it is given. So by midpoint theorem it can be stated that PQ is parallel to AC and PQ equals half of AC. So we got that. Therefore, from these two equations we can see that PQ parallel to AC and SR parallel to AC makes PQ parallel to SR, and PQ half of AC, SR half of AC makes PQ equals SR. So PQ parallel to SR and PQ equals SR makes the criteria of a parallelogram, meets the criteria of a parallelogram. So we have proved that PQRS is a parallelogram first. After proving PQRS as a parallelogram, taking this, we take this point as M. Now in quadrilateral PQRS we have proved as a parallelogram. So now taking this quadrilateral MONS, taking this as NS, we have taken this quadrilateral. I'll shade this area so that you are able to understand. MONS, quadrilateral MONS we have taken. We know that SN is parallel to MO and MS parallel to NO. Since PQRS is a parallelogram, so PS parallel to RQ, PS parallel to RQ, so now we have shaded this region MONS. We have seen that SR parallel to AC, that makes SN parallel to MO. Alright, SR parallel to AC, that makes SN lies on SR and MO lies on AC. So SN parallel to MO. Also PS parallel to BD, so that makes MS parallel to ON, and given the perpendicular and the diagonals are perpendicular to each other, that makes this angle 90 degree. Since this is parallel to this, MO parallel to SN, and this angle is 90 degree, so MONS is a rectangle. This makes MONS as a rectangle. Now since MONS is a rectangle, we automatically get PQRS is an enlarged form of MONS, therefore PQRS is also a rectangle. MONS is a rectangle, this angle becomes 90 degree, this angle is 90 degree. So after concluding that MONS is a rectangle, this angle also becomes 90 degree. Because it is a rectangle, we have proved that MO parallel to SN, MS parallel to NO, and this angle was 90 degree because diagonals were perpendicular. So after concluding MONS as a rectangle, we have taken this angle as 90 degree. Also we note that PQ equals SR and PQ parallel to SR. PQ equals SR and PQ parallel to SR. Similarly, SP parallel to RQ and SP equals RQ, and this PSR is 90 degree. Therefore automatically it is proved that PQRS is also a rectangle. I hope you are able to understand. Is a rectangle the problem. It is very simple. For your own convenience, I'll repeat it once more. We know that it is given that PQRS are midpoints of AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. It is also given that the diagonals of the quadrilateral ABCD, that is AC and BD, are perpendicular to each other, that is this angle is 90 degree. They intersect at a right angle, that is they are perpendicular to each other. So now in triangle ADC we get S is midpoint of AD, R is midpoint of DC. So by midpoint theorem we get SR parallel to AC and SR equals half of AC. Similarly in triangle ABC we get PQ parallel to AC, PQ equals half of AC. So from equations 1 and 2 we get SR parallel to PQ and SR equals PQ. So that makes PQRS as a parallelogram. After that we'll take this section. Since SR parallel to AC, therefore SN is also parallel to MO. BD was parallel to PS, so ON becomes parallel to SM, and this angle, since the diagonals intersect at 90 degree, this angle becomes 90 degree, which makes MONS as a rectangle. Since MONS is a rectangle, this angle MSN becomes also 90 degree. So MSN falls on PSR, therefore angle PSR becomes 90 degree. Now PQ is parallel to SR, PQ equals SR, PS parallel to QR, PS equals QR, and angle PSR equals 90 degree, which automatically makes PQRS as a rectangle. PQRS is a rectangle. I hope you are able to get this problem. It is simple. It is a simple proving problem. So coming to the second problem, we have ABCD as a trapezium, in which AB is parallel to side DC, AB is parallel to DC, and E is the midpoint of side AD. E is the midpoint of AD, that makes AE equals CD. If G is a point on the side BC such that the segment EG is parallel to DC, it is given EG is parallel to DC. So we have to prove to prove EG equals half of AB plus DC. We have to prove this EG equals half of AB plus DC. So let's prove that. We know E is the midpoint of AD and it is given EG parallel to DC and DC parallel to AB. That makes EG parallel to both AB and DC. So EH is parallel to DC. E is the midpoint of AD. Therefore, by midpoint theorem, we get if a line is joining the midpoint of one side of a triangle and is perpendicular and is parallel to the second side, it automatically bisects the third side. That makes AH equals to HC. AH equals HC. We got that. Again, triangle CAB we take. H becomes the midpoint of AC since AH equals to HC and HG is parallel to AB. Therefore, we get EH equals to therefore we get BG equals GC. Alright. So we get AH equals HC. So E is the midpoint of AD, H becomes the midpoint of AC and EH parallel to DC. That makes EH equals half of CD. Also, H is midpoint of BC, H is midpoint of AC and HG is parallel to AB. That makes GC equals BG. G is the midpoint of BC. Again, H is the midpoint of AC and G becomes the midpoint of BC. So HG becomes half of AB. HG becomes half of AB. So equation 1 and equation 2, adding these two equations, EH plus HG equals half of AB plus CD. EH plus HG becomes EG equals half of AB plus CD. Hence proved. I'll explain that once again. ABCD is a trapezium. EG is given parallel to CD. Since we know CD and AB are parallel, EG is parallel to CD. Therefore, EG is also parallel to AB. Alright. Now taking triangle ADC. In triangle ADC, E is the midpoint. It is given. It is given in the problem. E is the midpoint of AD, and EH becomes parallel to CD. So, according to midpoint theorem, H is the midpoint of AC. So now taking the converse of midpoint theorem in this figure only, E is the midpoint of AD, H is the midpoint of AC, and EH is parallel to E is the midpoint of AD, H is the midpoint of AC, EH is parallel to CD. So EH becomes half of CD. Similarly, in this figure CAB, triangle CAB, H is the midpoint of AC and HG is parallel to AB, so G becomes the midpoint of BC according to midpoint theorem. Now taking in triangle CAB only, we take the converse of midpoint theorem. H is the midpoint of AC, G is the midpoint of BC, and taking HG as parallel to AB, we get HG equals half of AB. So equations 1 and 2 we get. Equation 1 we got from the first part, EH equals half of CD, EH equals half of CD. Second part we got HG equals half of AB. Adding these two we get EH plus HG equals half of AB plus CD. The EH plus HG, EH plus HG becomes EG, EH plus HG becomes EG, EG becomes half of AB plus CD. That is the required part which has to be proved. I hope you got this problem. Coming to the third part. So coming to the last problem, we have M and N. We have intercepts M and N, and divide the line AB of triangle ABC in three equal parts. M and N. points M and N divide AB in, this is the third problem, 3 equal parts AM, MN and NB. Line segments MP and NQ are both parallel to BC. MP is parallel to NQ is parallel to BC. It is given. They meet at AC in P and Q respectively. They meet in P and Q respectively. Point AC in P and Q respectively. Prove that P and Q divides AC. We have to prove that P and Q divides AC into 3 equal parts. Alright. We have to prove that AP equals PQ equals QC. So we have to make a construction here first. We have to draw DE. Suppose we draw DE, a line DE which is parallel to all the 3 lines. DE parallel to BC, that is DE is parallel through A. We have to draw DE through A such that DE is parallel to BC, that makes it parallel to all the 3 lines. So DE is parallel to BC, MP is parallel to BC, NQ is parallel to BC. So DE is parallel to MP, parallel to NQ, parallel to BC. So that makes this as the transversal. AB intersects the 4 lines at A such that AM equal to MN equal to NB. This becomes the transversal AB, and we know that when transversal AC means according to intercept theorem, so when one transversal is made on more than any number of parallel lines, so that makes equal intercepts on those lines. So if another transversal is also drawn on those parallel lines, they also make the equal intercepts on those lines. So since AM equal to MN equal to NB, since a transversal AB makes equal intercepts on DE, MP, NQ and BC, that is AM equal MN equal NB equals NB. So by intercept theorem we get AP equals PQ equals QC. Hence the proof is very simple, hence it is proved. I hope you are able to get this chapter on midpoints and intercept theorem. Next part, Pythagoras theorem. I hope you are very familiar to it. Coming soon. Thank you for your cooperation.